I once knew a spy. She was brilliant, erratic, cursed, an anti-personal mind in human form. Her friends called her Herschel, but to her controllers, she was Cascade.
Your name and your cryptonym. A dead limb twitches.
The abandoning kind. One by one, she watched her friends go out like distant lights. It is, and was. Portofino 91, the whole sick crew. A disaster untold, a black page in the official records. None at all, yet here we are, standing over the smashed and leaking world. She was recalled. They put her in the freezer. Forever. Most thought. Even in those dark days, there were whispers among the lower sublevels, where they keep the true believers. Don't count Cascade out. 5 years passed. A little more of the world leaked out of itself. Cascade's controllers ordered her back to Portofino. Because I asked them to. There is a new assignment, Cascade. I was supposed to give you the brief. No one special, just an arm-like sack of cytoplasm, a special move unique to single-cell organisms. But before that, I was like you, a spy for the People's Republics, one of the varieties of mankind. Right here, in an armchair in a safe house above a 24-hour photo shop in the city-state of Portofino. This is a dangerous place, Cascade. I should never have come. I got caught with my pants down. On the plus side, I no longer have to worry about independent thought or movement. Too late, operant. I'm smashed and leaking. Whatever happens has already happened.
Displayed on the chair before you is a man, approximately mid-30s. His chest rises and falls in steady rhythm as he stares beyond you, unblinking. Alive, yet not alive. His eyes are fixed glassily on the ceiling. The pupils quiver like a failing heartbeat. Cream paint, peeling slightly. A small room in a city past its prime. Nothing to suggest why the man is so interested in it. No response, no jolt, no tremor. There is no smell of alcohol, nor any open containers, no drug paraphernalia either. Just a loose cord trailing to the stereo system. Like a cosmonaut's safety tether. Stiff-collared shirt, a snug brown jacket, and nothing below the waist but a pair of red briefs. As your eyes reach his feet, you notice that the man is also wearing 3 layers of socks, each slightly shorter than the one beneath it. The green of long-corroded copper. As for the face around the eyes, his jaw hangs slack, his glasses askew. The lopsided headphones accentuate a large bald spot atop his crown. Your fingers detect a faint, steady pulse within the base of his wrist. Elevated, but not critical. If so, his affliction is beyond your diagnostic power. The man's eyes glisten. Bright red veins blossom around their edges. If so, you've walked right into it. Forces are in terrible motion, gliding like spirits across your plane of understanding. However he ended up like this, the result is the same. Operant lost. You wonder briefly how much or how little you owe him. Clipped to the inside flap of his jacket, you find a laminated badge, emblazoned with the crest of the Import-Export Bureau of the People's Republic of Kohila. The name reads, Esteman T. Below that, a title, Im Ex-Lead Hosiery. Sock Merchant, one of the opera's most battle-tested covers. Three other things of note: a slip of paper, a business card, and a rock-hard piece of candy. It's a purchase order for 10 socks, made out to Carmuna Pessoa, Fashions and Garments Bootleg Bazaar. Bootleg Bazaar. No coordinates found. Some kind of marketplace, and not one you've ever been to. The slip of paper grows heavy in your hand. It feels like a baton. Pseudopod's obligations are now yours. You owe this woman 5 pairs of socks. The card is cheap and scuffed. It reads, "All you need is miracle," above a cartoonish image of disembodied lips at a phone receiver. Notably absent is an actual phone number. There's an indecipherable scribble. Whatever's written seems to begin with a D. Into your pocket it goes. A wrapped-up rectangle of compressed sugar. It's so hard that your fingers cannot make an impression, no matter how much you strain. Cola flavor, if you had to guess. The candy slips back into the pocket's depths. You retract your hand from the man's pockets. A snail's trail of dried saliva glints on the side of his chin. You grab him by his skinny shoulders and heave him upright, his head lolling backwards as he rises. This non-reaction is alarmingly reactionary. If keeping him is no gain, then losing him is no deficit. If there's any fucking going on around here, this man is instigating none of it. He lands in an awkward position, a cut-string puppet, bony hips raised to the air like antennas. Flaunting a reactionary pose, further insult, leave the brief hog where he lies. He does not respond, though if you didn't know any better, his deserted eyes seem to be urging you towards the bathroom. A drop of blood shines on his lip. He must have bitten his tongue on the way down. Out of his chair he looks smaller, more fragile, and deeply lost. Your double didn't notice your arrival. He doesn't notice your departure either. The small table has been turned into a makeshift desk. A startlingly red folder stands out against the clutter. A small label in the top left corner is printed with one word. Your cryptonym, Cascade. The folder opens with a whoosh. Before you in neat monospace type, your life is condensed to its barest elements. Name Wilk Hershel, cryptonym Cascade, born Landau, former Republic of Mercia. Dependents none, pay class D2, years of service 14. All true, none of it useful just now. Childhood, bourgeois, typical. History of student radicalism led to persecution by monotheist reactionaries, fled to People's Republic of Kohila, embraced post-historical materialism. In short, born capitalist, reborn communist. Medical record. History of dissociative episodes and reckless action. Gunshot, chest, retained bullet, 10mm pre-service. The bullet nuzzles your aorta. Your heartbeat flutters. Sexuality, homosexual tendencies, unconfirmed. Suicide risk minimal, ideation only. End of list. According to this file, that's all there is to you. There's another page behind this one. It's labeled Service History. A tingle in your fingers. Your head grows lighter as you approach the crash site. Your hand grinds to a halt above the page and remains there. A full minute passes. Or never. That works too. Amidst the crumpled sheets of copy paper and empty takeout containers, you find an opened pack of cigarettes. Suprema mark. Suprema 100s. Cheap superblock export. There's nothing outwardly noteworthy about this pack of Suprema 100s. It's like any other found in commissaries and corner stores across the People's Republics. Except... secreted neatly against the inner wall of the pack, just as you were once taught to do yourself. A crispy folded sheet of A7 paper. It reads... ZWS, JMXVB TW, AON, TRRA, KB, ZQYMUSGS. You've carried papers like this, folded up and hidden away in secret pockets and compartments. Short, uneven letter chains, likely a Rosetta cipher, the most basic kind used by the Operant Bureau, designed to be decrypted by a one-time key. The pack slides nicely into your pocket, as though it always belonged there. ZWS, JMXVB TW, AON, TRRA, KB, ZQYMUSGS. The sheet naturally curls itself into a little V. As you turn away, a phone begins to... You pick up the phone. The handset vibrates in your palm. A peculiar species of static washes over your ear. The exquisite work of the magic box, one of the proudest achievements of the opera's technical services office. Half a world away, a familiar voice splits into 256,000 encrypted fragments before
Please tell me you have good news.
5 years, 3 months, 10 days. That's how long it's been since her voice was in your ear.
Operant Cascade, you made it. Your voice hasn't changed. We'll get to catch-ups later. Put pseudopod on the line.
You glance over at the man face down on the floor. You feel the receiver slipping from your sweaty palm. For a moment, no one says anything. There's no sound at all save for the blood in your ear and the electrostatic hum of the ultra-long-distance connection.
Has he been zeroed out?
Eliminated, killed, rendered inoperant.
I'll ask one more time. Is your double zeroed out?
You must speak the word. She cannot make the determination herself.
Right. I wonder which it is. Have our enemies blown us up already? Or is this just another day at the basement massage parlor of spy services? Fucking hell. The opera's going to hang me by the toes. For you, it's back to Satellite Facility B.
AKA the freezer, the opera's labyrinthine archival complex, where the old, useless and discredited are consigned until they're dismissed, or die of despair.
Is that your way of telling me to fuck off? You haven't even got the assignment. Listen to me. This assignment is over, effective immediately. The woman in the Photoshop downstairs, Constance, she's one of ours. Let her deal with pseudopod. Do not tell her anything she doesn't need to know. As for you, we need to get you on the next aerotram out of the city.
Even as your controller is speaking, Your mind is settling back into familiar grooves. The old mechanisms slide and click into position. That numberless phone line may be worth investigating. Perhaps the room contains other leads as well. You've been on filing duty for 5 years, out of action. The opera wouldn't rush you back in theatre, unless... A half moment's hesitation.
Where'd you get that idea?
Not a denial. Proceed.
There should still be flights departing for Superblock territory tonight. Make sure you're on one of them. It was no one, a ghost in the wire. The assignment's over. Get on the next tram. Then you're going to end up like Pseudopod. Zeroed out. Your choice.
A click, and the line goes dead. You dial your controller's number. The phone buzzes. After several rings, someone picks up.
You should be heading out by now. What is it? Now you've heard it. Get moving, operant.
The line goes dead. You return to your double-splayed, upturned body. You return to the desk. The red folder is still sitting on its surface. In just a few words, the worst failure of your life is reduced to bureaucratic shorthand. Previous assignment, Portofino 88 to 91. Network, whole sick crew. Operants, Cascade. Assets. A secret the opera has elected to keep from itself. The redactions are too heavy. The names beneath them are silent. For now. Obvious. The opera wanted him to know what sort of spy he'd be working with. Most recent assignment, Novessa, 91 to present. Satellite Facility B. Status inactive. The folder shuts itself with a tiny sigh. You turn away from the desk. A pair of men's trousers are hung delicately over the shower rail. If Pseudopod's pants were attempting to flee the scene, they did not make it very far. The front and back pockets are completely empty, except for a few pieces of linen. Your hoisting must have compressed his lungs somehow. Unless... You discover a small extra pocket inside the front right pocket. You slip 2 fingers inside and come away with a neatly folded sheet of paper. The page is notebook-sized and perforated along one edge. It reads: THA 7LES APR 032 WIFO 9W TBGFL W25. Brown, shapeless, utterly unremarkable. One of the many mysteries concerning men's trousers. He was trying to smooth out creases with shower steam. You leave the trousers as they were. The bed looks serviceable. Deformed pillows and a depression in the mattress show it has been used. Room for 2. You were supposed to lie here alongside your double. Seems it is all yours then, should you ever want to lay in it. You turn away. Daylight spills in from the window. You return to your double-splayed, upturned body.
Enough! You're blacklisted. Take your sick little games elsewhere.
Easy, lady. I just want to develop some photographs. I'm not trying to take your innocence.
Does that poor girl even know what you're up to?
You have a wild imagination. A little photo should not count as a crime. It's not like it's a loaded gun or something.
The woman casts a split-second glance in your direction.
Stark realities that prevent me from pursuing my interests. Also racism, maybe.
A crackle of recognition behind his eyes as they meet yours. Nowhere. You've never seen this man before in your life.
What?
She's probably another victim of your so-called street art.
What a full spectrum question. Perhaps you've been huffing photochemicals with this confused woman. Very well. Photo 24 can have this round. Thank you for this extreme stress I'll now carry through my day.
He gives you one more glance as he leaves, garish coat flapping behind him.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
Despite the flowy garments and artistic scarf around her neck, there is hardness to this woman's expression.
Nobody. A seedy little oddity who likes making fantastical threats. Probably just his lascivious aura. He's a local specimen. I doubt he ever gets out of Kisak. Ah, while I have it here, this is the screwdriver pseudopod requested for the fax machine.
This toolkit looks so empty, barely usable in its current state. Fortunately, it appears highly expandable. She gestures towards the monstrous off-white plastic machine behind you.
Speaking of, where is your double?
This woman could be a valuable source of information if you can prise it from her. She studies the wrinkled slip of paper a moment before returning it.
I don't know who this Carmuna is, or what's her connection to Pseudopod. But the bootleg bazaar, that's no mystery. Pseudopod was just down there yesterday. You can practically see it from the front door, due south, in the ruins of the old Essilk factory. Head west from the roundabout. If by some chance you find yourself in Party Alley, it means you've gone the wrong way. Anything for the assignment. Was there anything else? I certainly don't. It looks flirtatious. Seedy business attracts itself. Try the fogged mirror. It's a bar just to the west, along Party Alley.
Your old haunt, where you met with your former assets once upon an assignment.
I try to avoid it, personally. It's that little amber light. It means out of order, and I haven't been able to get it to green, meaning in order. Pseudopod assured me this machine was a vital tool of communication, as precious to our work as the magic box we installed on your room phone. I'm telling you now, Operant. That's what's happening here. You've received all sorts of technical training, I presume. I would think getting a little light to turn green should be well within your powers.
A dread beast humming with dormant power. A handless scribe. It just needs to be soothed.
Very well. Forgive me, is this some kind of test? Shouldn't you be the one advancing thesis and so forth? Granted, this is only my debut, but it seems to me that something's very amiss. No matter what we do, nothing appears to go according to plan. Pseudopod says it's all part of the work, but it gives me a rather unsettled feeling. A bit early for such a declaration, isn't it? You've only just arrived.
She gives you a nod.
What do you mean? My God, you're saying he's... I don't know what that means. I don't understand at all.
Shock, bewilderment. Your cue.
What do we do, Operant? It was yesterday, when he returned for the evening. He looked stressed, like he was shouldering a great burden. No, not depressed. Pseudopod was a very good teacher. He said it would fall on me to see after any operants who are incapacitated in theatre. I wonder, did he ever suspect he was talking about himself? Absolutely not. Nobody's been upstairs except yourself on Pseudopod. Operant, if you're about to imply that I've committed some heinous act. I can promise you there's nothing in my photo lab that would cause what you've described. I haven't the faintest idea. I'm adrift. Pseudopod struck me as an absolute professional and very cautious.
Your double's condition is of secondary importance.
I suppose I could move him to the spare room down here. That way I can keep an eye on him. Of course, the least I can do. Before you do, I understand this is your first time back in theatre for some time. I just wanted to say, welcome back to the opera.
A humongous white block of office technology sits in front of you. It looks like a sacrificial altar made of plastic. Inside, mechanical parts are assembled in such a way that it can scream analog messages across huge distances. Your screwdriver makes short work of the starhead screws holding the side panel in place. You set them aside one by one and gently remove the plastic panel. The holy innards of the facsimile machine reveal themselves to you like a sacrificial animal waiting to be interpreted. You're looking at a Sugar Hill Executive Series 2, a cursed model, plagued by numerous debilities, most commonly a chronically misaligned paper tray. From the machine bowels comes a pleasing chunk. As the plastic tray slots back into its receiver, the paper belt purrs as life is restored.
Much better, thank you.
The small green light marks its status as ready. Image quality, and whatever remains of human patience. You turn away from the fax machine.
can do this. I can take you on. I'm your man. I'm your man. I'm your man.
The middle-aged man cranes his neck to look at the top of the pylon. You can see the blue fabric of a worker's uniform under his high-vis vest. He blinks at the interruption, startled out of his mantra. Tel, a diversified communications company local to the state of Portofino, immediately recognizable by its dolphin logo. That thing he's carrying has got buttons, a little antenna. That's a grade A thingy, all right.
Oh, it's just me trying and failing to do my job. Again.
A feeling you know well enough.
I'm hired to perform any necessary maintenance on the arteries.
Technical words that only mean something to those with the prerequisite knowledge.
The wireless phone network is routed through electronic boxes called arteries. They work like the old terminal boxes, except there are no cables or wires. Renotel has been upgrading its payphones across the city. They pretty much all run on wireless signals now.
The result of non-competitive bidding and a bit of self-dealing on the part of the city's governing elite.
The owner of Renotel, the rich guy at the top of it all. The company is named after him. Imagine being the one man in charge of telecommunications across the city. I think he's a liberal, actually. It would be more relevant to my experience, but I'm retired from that sort of work, at least.
Old technology is one of the few places the past can still be touched.
Lots of things. Primarily, it picks up wireless networks, radio frequencies, and electrical signals so you can track their source. I wish I could say that, but it's an integral part of my job. Where to even start? I'm scared of heights, wild boars, drains, tuk-tuks, teenagers, the moon. You haven't been there.
He doesn't answer, at least not with words. No need when your body language matches a spider as it stiffly curls up in a ball to die.
I've had them for about a decade. I only had one or two at first, then slowly acquired more and more over the years.
He grimaces, wearing the same look as when you asked him about the moon.
As I already said, I would rather not talk about it. Scared of that too. Yes, so am I. A terrible thing to live within the ruins of the self. But we keep going any way we can. Not a lot, unfortunately. I do collect magnets, though. That's probably the most fun thing about me.
Sounds like our man here is missing out on having a gang to confide in.
It's a lifetime hobby. I always carry a few around in my pocket, so I can see what surfaces they will stick to.
The technician does the same back to you.
Yes, one of the old terminals. It's a terrible tangle of cables up there, but I can handle that. The part I'm struggling with is climbing up this ladder. I'm acrophobic, one of my many fears. Oh no, you really shouldn't. Not only is it dangerous, but qualified Renotel technicians are the only persons permitted up there. It's complicated, not something I can teach you in a day. I would say we're all short of one these days. That must be referring to the Miracle Line, Renotel's longest running and top performing fixed line. It's the old payphone along the back ways, west of the dock. Must be just over a decade at this point. It's actually the last payphone in Portofino to still be running the old way. Now they've all gone wild. That'll be down to Duchess and the service she provides.
The way he said service, like he meant.
Yes, operated by Renotel, manned by the inimitable Duchess. The line cannot go down, not even for a second, which means it cannot be serviced or upgraded. First thing they taught me when I joined. The reason being, or so I've heard, is that Renotel would incur a bill of such whopping proportions that it could risk the whole company going under. Maybe it's not, but it's what people say. The unrealized loss, they call it, the company's big secret, gnawing away at its foundation like a rat in the shadows. No, that kind of thing isn't for me. It's just part of the job to know about it. Make sure it stays operational. You know why now. Sure. None that I know of. Which reminds me, I really should get around to registering for a GP.
It won't do him much good. His body's reaching the point where aches and pains are par for the course.
You'll have to be more specific. Seen a couple of guys who match that description. Not that I pay much attention to them. The uniform of all those type of men. You'll have to give me something else. I don't think I'm tall enough to see other men's bald spots. They're quite common as well, you know? Good point. It's been a while since I saw them. Long enough that I don't remember where. Right you are.
As you depart, the chant of "I'm your man" starts back up behind you. A slanted aluminium box is bolted into the pylon's spine. Beneath the friendly dolphin emblem, the word Renotel was etched into the metal. Inside, a slab of beige plastic, an old terminal. Behind a clouded sheet of polyglass, the screen remains black. No buttons on the outer housing that you can see. No glowing standby light. Your fingers find a steel drawer. It slides out with a creak, revealing a keyboard designed for gloves, each key a chunky slab. A low wavering whine. Behind glass, the cathode ray tube flickers once, twice, then flashes white. System waking. Please wait. Mem check. 00016 KB. OK ports. Com1, Com2, AUX, trunk. Diagnostic mode enabled. Welcome to Renotel Control version 1.2. Copyright 87 Renotel. Enter command. Available commands. 1. Line diag. 2. Trunkmon. 3. Network. So the name suggests. As for what kind of diagnostics, there's only one way to find out. You know, for monitoring trunks. The terminal clunks, as if it's exhaling static. Based on the available options, this is a maintenance terminal. You might be able to get information on the Renotel network from here. The screen flickers, awaiting your input. Line diagnostic mode. Enter landline identifier to proceed. Line ID. The screen flickers, awaiting your input. You close the box. You step up to the terminal. You close the box. The sour scent of urine surrounds the vending machine. Luckily, the beverages inside look fresh. The packet makes a satisfying thunk as it hits the well. The packet makes a satisfying... The piss smell waves goodbye. You pick up the payphone's handset. A dolphin emblem smiles at you, its eyes wide. The dolphin's playful gaze remains fixed on you. Your gaze wanders away. The dolphin doesn't seem to mind at all. Your finger depresses the yielding material. Up, down, up, down. You watch the dolphin pop back up, then squish again under the changing pressure of your finger. You lose track of time as you repeat the action. You do not have the number of anyone in this city. It's certainly possible, though any benefit to doing so is unclear. Don't start wasting your time with prank calls, Operant. The Reno-tail dolphin eyes you expectantly. You tap out some numbers devoid of reason or thought. Surprisingly, the phone starts ringing immediately. Your breathing is amplified by the transmitter held at your mouth. A clunk. You hear the ambience of another room. An exhale. Then something wet being chewed on over and over. Another exhale. The chewing continues. If they have the ability to speak, they choose not to use it. In the background, the creak of wood, an aging door used only by the wind. They don't answer. A half grunt that reveals nothing. Suddenly, the line goes dead. The receiver clicks back into place. You step away from the payphone. Silk number 3, the old silk factory, once the pounding heart of the city. Pseudopod had a purchase order from a vendor called Carmuna. She must be in here somewhere. The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball. Nobody is paying any particular attention to the door. Suspiciously nonchalant. It's a pelota ball, the local variation of handball. Pelota balls are not designed for use as doorstops. Someone has elevated this ball to contraption status. It's just a ball in a door. A dark hallway. At the opposite end, you can just make out the bottom of a metal staircase. A fine place to hide in a moment of crisis. Marked and remembered. You emerge into the dark insides of a deceased mechanical beast. The only light comes from above a set of steel stairs, which you alight carefully, gripping the cold railing. The sticker on the panel reads, Propriedade de Rinotel. In the center, the company's dolphin mascot grins at you. Inside, you find a dirt-covered computer terminal. Above the gridwork of corroded wires, a sleek cable cuts a path towards the antenna. The ancient terminal groans in response. Relays clack in a series of deep, satisfying clicks, like pistol chambers locking into place. System waking. Please wait. Welcome to Renotel Control version 1.2. Copyright 87 Renotel. Enter command. That's a text cursor, and it's waiting for your input. When you type in a sequence of characters it recognizes as a command, the machine will react. The artery before you connects to every device connected to the Renotel wireless network. The text cursor highlights the blank space where your command should go. Ask it. You step away from the distribution.
She's going to melt his head.
On the TV, a giant wolf-like creature stands up on its hind legs and howls. Its fur bristles gold. Dangerous, mythical, electrifying. No wonder the kids are watching this. Shh. Suddenly, the beast roars and light floods the screen. It's followed by a wet, pulpous sound.
Ecstatic wolf is awake.
LED lights are distributed evenly along the blade. Durable PVC hilt with textured grip. Impressive armament.
It's from the best show ever. 66 wolves. They make it in La Luz.
The Luz, once a powerful empire, now reconstituted as a modern techno-fascist state. The rising military and cultural power of the day.
It's about a girl who has 66 chambers in her heart, and each one contains a wolf. And the wolves come out to make war with the angels because they want to take over the world.
And the wolves have sick weapons and really cool attacks. This is Pathos Wolf's flaming claymore. Yeah, my auntie brought it back with her from a trip.
It's the place where they make all the cool stuff. It's not like here. I bet they even have flying tuk-tuks.
Ridiculous. These wobbling open chassis abominations can barely function on solid ground.
And also we have cousins over there.
Some Portaferans refer to Lusians as strange cousins, a nod to this island's colonial past.
No, we were born here. And Mom is from Ansong.
Certainly not part of Lelou's. It's a wealthy state in the developed world, known for its bogs and poets.
I asked Mom if our cousins could come over one day, and she said it's hard because Lelou's is so far.
Everyone loves it. Some of the grown-ups like it, even though it's a cartoon.
Notice that the broadcast is in Mercian, not Lusian, dubbed for a foreign audience.
Don't tell that to the music man. He hates it.
A neurotically organized stall, about 10 meters west. A morose man stands there obsessively cleaning a disc-like object.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, they have songs on them, like the main theme at the start of the show, or the one from when Nimblewolf burned a whole angel city, even the angel babies.
He says he won't sell the music discs because it would poison our brain with sonic excrements. Well, maybe. But it won't change his mind because he's a loser. I don't know any. Do you know any, maybe?
Wait, I remembered those. From when I was little. There was one with puppets arguing a lot, and another with a green cat who was also a thief to help people. They looked old and ugly. Mom said she watched them as a kid too. This is so much better.
Death to puppets.
But we barely told you anything. We can tell you everything about 66 wolves. So you can just ask, okay?
You can ask us about whatever.
No, remember what Mom said. Okay, you can ask some stuff because there's people around, and I can scream real loud. Yep.
Music man wears glasses, and sometimes double glasses. It looks dumb.
She doesn't mean him. He's been here since forever. And he doesn't wear suits.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Why aren't you at work? Well, we don't need socks, so... And there is no school today anyway. Or tomorrow. No, not good. I hate it. But that's how they do it now. 2 weeks.
Portofiero's rampant privatization has hit its public infrastructures too.
Antonio's mom said it's because foreign politicians. He's my friend. He lives on another houseboat. No school for 2 more weeks. Yay. Antonio's school doesn't open anymore. He is so lucky. I wish ours was like that.
Don't say that. Mom said we might go to the one in the sunset, but she doesn't seem sure.
A bourgeois district in the northern parts of Portofino.
Since 2 years. I remember, because I helped Arla with the alphabet.
Shut up. I knew the letters already.
But it was only 1 day a week at first. And then our teacher said she had to help other schools. So now it's like this.
No. We do loads of stuff. Like watch TV. Sometimes I go to the canal with Antonio and the others.
We have homework. I make sure he does his. But it's not the same. That's really nice. Maybe it'll be okay.
I don't want to talk about dumb school anymore. Can we talk about anything else? Mom's at home. We live on a boat.
We don't know him. Mom didn't have fun with him. But that's when I was really little, so I don't remember. Not really. Mom says we can ask questions about him if we like. But I haven't asked any.
She's awesome.
Odd. Like, how odd? We know Marlon's dad is missing. She's been really worried. That's her, with the costumes and glitter stuff. Her dad's missing because a phone ate him.
But then what happened to her dad?
Okay.
So many. There's the weapons and action figures and t-shirts and stickers and backpacks.
But the best are the drinking cups. Everyone wants those. Special. What do you mean? You can drink from them. There's a straw.
And they look like wolves.
They're big, and each one looks like one of the 66 wolves. But you can't buy them anymore. Because no one has any. The boat people brought some cups once, but then the adults went crazy and bought them all. The toy stall had some, but no one wanted those because they were so ugly. The wolves looked all melted.
66. You know, like the wolves. No, it's real. Our friend Sebastian has like 20 of them. He's rich.
We've only seen the ones from the redemption arc. All the others you can only get in La Luz, I'm pretty sure.
The redemption arc has 6 cups. There's Tyrant Wolf, Placid Wolf, Dream Wolf, Critical Wolf, Stubborn Wolf, and Eager Wolf. Alright. So, what now? My sword? But it's my sword. I need it.
Let's be logical. Whoever needs it more, you, obviously, should have it.
For fighting angels and other monsters? They're big. You don't know that.
Our aunt got it for him for his birthday. He can't just give it to you. If you want it, then it has to be fair. With honor. That's just stuff you can say. Honor is in the actions. When Dreadwolf met with the legendary smith Kuro of the Grey Fang tribe, Dreadwolf didn't have coin. So she traded her Eventide pendant that she had since she was a pup, so Kuro would make her a dagger.
The Phantasma Stiletto. It's so sick.
So you have to offer something big, or else it's not fair and he keeps the sword.
The children ignore you, entranced.
Off-brand driver. Cheap plastic housing.
The man gazes down at a crate of cartridge discs, eyes narrowed, lips drawn. Veins rise like old roots beneath his thin skin.
Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it. Collectors, art students, tourists, tote bag owners, the whole dim herd. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene. Every day, I come out here to share the joy of rare media with discerning customers. And instead, every day, they shove my face in the dog bowl of ignorance and banality. Evidently, you're another one.
He would not put it past this man to have a prop dog bowl to hand.
Very funny. Exactly. Rank conformism. Typical of a common variety replayer like yourself.
No entries found under replayer. Filing under insults, incomprehensible.
Go ahead. Browse away. My name's Petre. If you need anything, I'll be here. Lamenting what's left of the culture.
The vendor's eyes narrow behind his orange lenses.
This is a media store. Not the missing persons division. Mother one of the GMs with questions like that.
The Guardia Municipal. Street cops.
I tried. So most of humanity fades into an indistinguishable morass of banality. This colleague, what does he look like? The sock. Dialectical looking glasses. Air of advanced virginity. Yes, he came by here. Little common is lost, adrift among the many wonders of the free market. A view that might be a strange. Let's just say the man was definitely mobile. Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the venture took off.
Making inroads with his persona. Competent in theatre, at least for this period of play.
Of course not. I don't sell socks. So is he all right, your man? Or what? Probably neck-deep in drug-lathered prostitutes, lobotomized by the latest in electro-pop dreck. Wonders of the developed world.
The vendor gauges you behind his coloured lenses, tongue skimming teeth. All across the city of Petra there is silence. People peer out fearfully from the slivers between curtains.
I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye?
The techno-fascist secret police of Laloons, dark subconscious of the state, specializing in old-school, ugly methods. Your natural enemies. The ones who took you all apart 5 years ago. Hackles rise.
Not immediately. Could be a cheap knockoff, though. The weeping eye sheds many tears, as they say. Keep them. If things get too hot, I can always slit my wrists with a shard of disc before they take me down. My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking questions. Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me. I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the vest docks. He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors. The cool one.
In its baroque hierarchy of shame, being cool falls just under being a replayer, whatever that is.
Excessive sunglasses, relaxed aura, likely on a boat. No way of confusing him. Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. This other stuff. Maybe not. The bazaar is closing up soon. Another day, another cultural molestation.
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this?
The young woman turns from a store of party wigs and beaded necklaces to thrust a photograph, a hooded burrow, she the mouse within. This must be the girl the kids by the TV mentioned, the one whose father was eaten by a payphone. The photograph shows a robust man well into his 60s. He is unremarkable save his eyes, which are magnified to comedic proportions by the thick lens spectacles in front of him.
Have you seen him before? Have you? Mi viejo, my dad. He's been missing a few days. Right, I should have started with that, I guess. His name's Krantz. He's kind of forgetful sometimes. Not a lot, but I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy.
She raises her hand to bite her nails. A new habit. They're bleeding.
After Dad retired, his friend Gilmar turned him onto this show, The Reality Situation. They were obsessed, had them convinced they were truth detectives. And it's just a guy with a paper bag on his head rambling about invisible aircraft carriers and iodine-deficient children. Dad and Gilmar were always following up on leads and calling into the show. Felt like Bagman was encouraging them, you know? That's what I was scared of. Look, this is kind of embarrassing. My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar. But no, he's not like that. Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets your attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Enter was behind it all.
Enter, aka L'Empire Sans Territoire, aka the Bank. Equal parts Global Development Fund and spy service. Linchpin of the developed world.
Dad and his friend Gilmar were big into conspiracies. They were obsessed with the reality situation. They really bought all that stuff. They seem pretty random. Cousins, moon, reunion. His friend Gilmar called him from that phone after he'd spent the night following around some MTER guys. They were both big into the conspiracy stuff. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing.
Why would Enter care about a couple of impressionable old men?
Bagman did an episode on them, and so Gilmar started following random people, thinking they were from the bank. Not long after, he roped my dad into it. Guys in expensive business suits, usually. Foreign accents, verbally abusive, and tight with their money. Except when it comes to treating a client. Normal, rich guy stuff. Hitting up the bars and shouting abuse at the local drunks. And then they disappeared into penthouses where they couldn't be followed. Miriajo did. But Gilmar stayed out. And then he called my dad around 2 in the morning. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. It's not funny. My dad was really freaked. I asked him if the phone call was all a nightmare or if he forgot Gilmar was going on a trip. I thought maybe the show was getting into his head, you know? Dad really believed it, though. He looked for him for 2 weeks, reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing.
Why would Enter care about a couple of impressionable old men?
A couple days ago, he stopped by the stall to bring me lunch. Then he said he was going to make a call. I wasn't nervous at first. I figured there was no risk of anything actually happening. And then he...
Washing out the container that carried homemade rice and beans. Glancing out the window above the sink as the sun goes down.
No. I mean, he just can't leave things alone when he gets an idea into his head.
Momentarily, the mumbling from the nearby stalls hushes, listening.
Anyway, You want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties. Oh, yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks. Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar. What do you mean, something's happened? Did he use the phone? Oh, well, at least you have that. He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon-colored, I'm not much use to you. Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up. Why? Really? You're not going to try to make a call or anything, right? Okay. It's the phone by the western entrance to the bazaar.
Wigtopiary, plastic tiaras, novelty sunglasses, a burst of colours and textures vying for your attention, all of them losing. Behind it all, you see an oddly familiar shape. The tailored shoulders, the sharp collar. The shape is robust and clean, with an architectural asymmetry, like a cape, but nothing like the other costume pieces around it.
It's a Carabinero outfit.
Carabineros are Portofiero's sanctioned police investigators. They report directly to the Prefectura and deal in actual crime. Murder, grand larceny, rape.
That'd be illegal. Second-hand surplus warehouse in Lower Viudas was closing down a while back. Big clearance sale. Yeah, it's for sale. The whole set's back here. Just let me know if you're interested. I guess I used to. Haven't had time lately. But I usually know when something's going on, even if I'm not gonna be there. There's a show somewhere in the Hill of Pigs tonight, but it's already sold out. Dead. Still a few maggots writhing around in the corpse, maybe, but looking at them just makes you sadder, you know? 10 or 15 years ago, there were feedback parties in the backways. Anyone who played loud enough could jam. You'd hear the distortion 3 canals away. Now, if anybody plays around here at all, it's just covers of bluesy and stuff. Yeah, all right. Thanks for stopping by.
Cosmonaut suit, a relic of Project Autonomia. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77. If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff Lusian electronic disc or toy. classroom with a buffed blue floor and white fiberboard tiling. The teacher rolls a square little television in on a cart. The girls in their final year of gymnasium gather round. The camera follows the white column up, up, and then it jerks, or cuts out. When the picture returns, there's just a white cloud sprouting new white limbs. The rocket nowhere to be seen. For a long moment, none of the students can tell what's happening. Then, one by one, they realize. A faulty seal, a minor propellant leak. Next thing you know, 4 cosmonauts are splattered across the face of God. The end of Project Autonomia, engulfing with it Portafero's dreams of stars. You and millions of school children the world over. Expensive, fruitless. The failure of Project Autonomia promptly tanks the Portaferan economy. Supreme leader Nestor flees into his third exile not long after. As for the bazaar, it's saturated with surplus equipment, memorabilia and replicas. The suit is most likely the latter. Few of it genuine, but does it matter if the feeling's real? 5,000 soul. No wonder it's still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar. Your focus widens back to the bazaar.
Especially good pieces today. Many wearable items.
The old woman glances at you before returning to her magazine. Its pages wet with rain.
Carmuna's not agreed to be met.
She angles her magazine away from you protectively. A flash of light from between the pages. She's hiding something in there. Carmuna, the name on Pseudopod's purchase order. Your double owes this woman a minuscule shipment of socks.
You're working with that nice boy? The sock seller?
Her lips shrivel, and her eyebrows descend as she takes you in properly.
He was dressed so nicely, standing so straightly, polite. Had Carmuna thinking that there might be hope for us in Kohila. But you don't look super block at all. Carmuna thinks you sound like a nitwit, Menina. And Carmuna knows nitwits. That nice boy had never seen an aerodrome before. Said they were the most beautiful thing in the world. Then couldn't help himself but say, must be a nightmare for the zoning division. How Carmuna laughed. You mean the Pittle Tract, perhaps? You can get there by tuk-tuk, easy.
She focuses her attention back towards her magazine, careful not to let you see inside.
Carmuna would help, but it's a busy day. Other matters to tend to. Carmuna sees this magazine. No time for chitter-chat, Menina.
She focuses on her magazine, unperturbable.
Take a look through the rack over there. No lice, no rips, no patches. Quiet, Menina. Does Carmuna blurt your business? Who are you, anyway?
She ruffles the magazine angrily, then looks up at something behind you.
No! Are you crazy? He will see. Now Carmuna said too much. We are dealing with an aerial creep. He's watching the whole bazaar. Carmuna has a mirror in here to watch him in turn.
The woman angles her magazine towards the unfinished pylon towering at the edge of the market.
Don't be so naive. All sorts of bad types around these days. Bazaar isn't what it was. Used to give him what for whenever we made eye contact, but he was unmoved. It is suspicious.
Her movements are fitful and tremulous. The arched back suggests a lifetime spent on her feet, contorted over something. It runs deeper than that. Some kind of neurological cause.
He is creeping, keeping watch on behalf of Polaris knows who, monitoring our ways. He's spying our comings and goings. Carmuna will tell you all about your nice boy if you go find out why. Be careful, Menina. Don't mention Carmuna. Go through that gate just south of here and keep going down. You'll get to him. Bazaar's closing soon, Menina. Don't forget to check the racks.
Loose stitching and cheap fabric. The odd cotton hemorrhoid erupting at the seams. Their pelts are damp and shiny with rain. You expect the smell of wet dog. There is none. Soft animals, mostly stylized blobs with little regard for real anatomy. They could not tell you if they knew. The different species are all numbered. Number 1's are bunnies, number 2's cats, number 4 an anatomically unviable whale. There are no number 3's. There isn't a number 3 in the whole furry ensemble. Fuck off. Has to be. Root it out. What shape has breached containment? You turn back to the bazaar. The screen flickers, static turns to black.
Did you know water covers approximately 63% of the world, but the sky covers 100%?
Wrong. The sky is only 98% sky. The other 2% is used to cover up the fact that they replaced the moon 4 times.
On screen, there appears a man with a paper bag over his head. He just...
But they don't want you to know that. That's why they're coming for me. But not before I tell you the truth.
The screen warps and color shifts. Between clips of Bagman talking, a phone number flashes urgently. You jot down the digits as Bagman watches on.
I am Subcommandante Beckman, and this is the reality situation. No breaks, no filters, no cowards. I know about the wars. I know about iodine, La Luz's invisible aircraft carriers, weaponized nostalgia, microbial microphones, lunar obfuscation programs.
For 300 years, the Lusian elite have been producing psychic copies of themselves, all to preserve the consciousness of one man, the original techno-fascist.
What else are they hiding from us?
Find out what I know by tuning into the reality situation, airing until they shut us down. This is a war, and I don't take orders from anyone, especially not reality.
Above Bagman's head, the words psychic control grid scroll across the screen. The sounds from the commercial fade. Bagman gestures wildly on the television screen. The sounds from the commercial... A low, tilting shelf marked in heavy block letter. Various sections are separated by narrow plastic dividers, each one labeled with the same neat script. A single label fills up the entire back row. L-pop. L for Luz, as in Lusian electropop, a blend of traditional funeral ballads and cutting-edge synthesizers. Once a minor regional trend, today the ascendant musical form across the world. You feel the media vendor's eyes on you as you flip through the offerings.
Thank you. What galls me is that it doesn't matter how I label any of it. These animals thank me for being thorough, then buy two.
A baffling assortment. Hairdresser music, Children's choirs, self-love anthems, opinionated female vocalists, and too many keyboards. The labeling and sorting is as meticulous as it is uniformly disdainful. More labels, falsetto-centric, made for pederasts, made by pederasts, pretentious time signatures, yodeling, ululations et al. You're not just flipping through records, you're going deeper into Petra's Museum of Loathing. The section Weaponized Boredom includes such titles as Music for Dentist Waiting Rooms and Narcoleptic Landscapes, both by Eloisa Alba. The care placed into the organization is itself an act of love, performed hatefully. You try, but it's difficult to find something you're interested in while wading through the labyrinth of the salesman's disdain. Whisper funk albums, kazoo devotionals, a breakup/meditation EP, an album cover where the singer hugs themselves in the mirror, track lists with 9-minute-long affirmations, a solo project described as ecstatically celibate. You know there's something worthwhile in there, but it is lost amongst the brambles of trash. Reason will not help you here. Close your eyes and let your hand seek out what it wants. There. Swirling maelstroms of darkness adorn the album cover. Intricate but hardly visible patterns of black on slightly darker black. The band logo is an illegible scroll, allegedly composed of letters in a human script. On the spine you find the title, Blood Golem. There is no track listing, no credits, only violence in its purest form, unjustified, unrighteous, primal. Now, always.
Still crass music on a crass, replayable format, but at least it's not an active attempt to idiotize the population. I'll give you that.
He nods curtly. You turn your attention away from the shelf. A filthy flyer glued to the wall. A row of bespectacled men stare into the middle distance, while in their midst a lone figure looks towards the viewer. A man with a brown paper bag on his head. Above him in bold letters, yellow text in black and white. Tune in, everyday coverage, and in all caps, they did it again. You know, them. The ones who shift the tectonic plates, fake the seasons, pollinate the sky when no one's looking. They released yet another decoy moon right under your nose. And raise more questions, like what happened to the previous moons? Why'd the batteries leak towards the equator? Who gave birds the right to blink horizontally? His stare seems to say, so you think. He promises myriad truths. Grey, terrible, the undoing of all you know. Hold on. You know what could use a little more reality? That big blank wall next to your bed. It's been adhered to the wall with blue reusable adhesive. Sticky, easy for quick installation and removal. You're able to get it down and rolled up without any difficulty. An altar to Polaris, the bazaar's unofficial patron star. It is cluttered and precarious with offerings. The shrine lacks the sacred air of Mercian churches you knew as a child. It is an organic thing, maintained by locals of their own volition. A spectacle of porphyrian humanity. The steps worn with the years of its visitors' hope and grief. Whatever their meaning, they were enough to summon you here, now to this shrine rammed into the side of the city. Ink stains and knife scratches adorn the shrine. Jagged words cast toward the flickering skies. In your guiding, we learn. Do you envy our brief, searing lives? Marco loves Puss. As you fade, we follow. A collection of cheap plastic photo frames, haphazardly arranged on a red checkered tablecloth. Each heavy with significance, all of it lost on you. Between them lie offerings and totems, a necklace, some out-of-circulation coins, an old packet of smokes. There's no sign of the missing vendor. Ouroboros Black, an imported brand. As soon as you pick it up, you feel that whatever's inside it is not cigarettes. Outslide a few staple pages folded neatly into a little cuboid, almost exactly the dimensions of the package. Rite of passage. It's an exit visa. Permission to travel freely out of Portofino. An elderly man stares back at you from a printed headshot at the document's apex. Long black and grey hair swept back in a wave. Augustino Dante, according to the name on the pages. Born in the year 27 in La Luz. You refold the pages along their elaborate creases and slip them in your pocket. You adjust your position and gather the appropriate reverence. The audience of framed strangers watches you in silence. A prayer of interference. Your words hang in the air, brittle as glass. A crack of moonlight cuts across the shrine, the shadows bending unnaturally. Your words are gone as they are uttered, careered upwards on the air's invisible wires. The light around you is dimming. Behind the surrounding rooftops, dusk bleeds upwards. Wild boar piglets snuffle through the city's trash, still wearing the stripes of babyhood like halitosis humbugs. Behold, the cloven-hoofed effect of urban administrative collapse. You underestimate the nutritional value of a well-trafficked alley. Plus, with noses that adorable, there will always be kind citizens to leave out some kibble. But where there are boarlets, there are boars. An adult can be up to 500 pounds of bristled, pitiless hog, with tusks. You leave the boars to their devices. The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage. You push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held. Rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level. We're gonna need tools for this one. The gate creaks and
Looks like the shrimping is off for today, Caracalito. We don't want to get in the GM's way.
I guess.
the man and the young girl grimace at a barge that appears to be jammed between the canal walls.
Not sure. It seems to be stuck in the waterlock. Maybe it's broken again. It happens from time to time as it's so old. We came here to do some shrimping, but that doesn't seem possible right now. Yeah, so should we.
The intercom is covered by a protective plastic film. A button embossed in the shape of a cheerful dolphin shines. Yet another device bearing the Renotel emblem. Only recently installed too. It curls under the edge of your fingernail and slides off in a single, unbroken piece. The revealed intercom gleams as you turn away. Rubbish is piled so high it overflows the rim of the metal container. The sanitation crews are running behind schedule. The layers of detritus are many days deep. A whole history of discarded artifacts is piled up in front of you. This bin is an archive. Search it and you may conjure the recent history of this place. The rubbish container and all. You stop and take the world in, a figure jittering on paws. Nobody looks up. Nobody asks why you're here. Nobody waves. 100 conversations blend into one. A slow, warm river carrying you nowhere in particular. The bazaar stretches before you. A living, breathing river of color, plastic, textiles. A child zooms past with a toy. A plastic wolf with glowing electric eyes. 2 stalls down, the hum of an old disc player buzzes out into the crowd. Further down, a woman with red curls haggles with a vendor. One of the vendors wearily reorganizes her wares. It seems like a hopeless endeavor amid the chaos of piled goods. It's not her mess. Someone has been through and upended her stall. A handful of kids crowd the stall, faces lit by the multicolored glare of Lusian electronics. Shouts of glee follow the report of a toy gun. Behind them, you see the salesman involuntarily flinch at the sound of the toy gun. The children take no notice. Nerves stretched taut to breaking point. Carts are withdrawn, crates unloaded from the holds of barges. In the pauses between movements, one of them lights a cigarette and stares, as you do, out at the bazaar with an intense gaze. Suddenly, it's obvious. You see it in the movements of the bazaar, just as you would see a limp in the gait of an animal. A tension, a furtive rapidity in the rhythms of every transaction, in the mien of every salesperson. The bazaar trundles on, functional, but wounded. Yes, they are on guard for the intruders in their midst. The weeping eye have passed through recently, kicking, raiding, intimidating, searching for something or someone. The bazaar is trying to gather itself after an attack, while bracing for another. A sharp inhale, then your feet return to motion,